Live 25. What are you telling me? So I'm gonna pretend like I got energy for this one. Like I'm feeling tired as hell. I ain't even gonna lie. Like do you know what I mean? That's why I got the hat on. Try to keep it low. Keep the eyes low. If you know, you know. Like braids are looking all dusty. You ain't got a trim. Beard's all long. Like I'm looking scatty. But we're here in a way. It don't matter. Like do you know what I mean? We got stuff to talk about. We got stuff to talk about. Candace Owens. I just dropped something on Instagram talking about Balenciaga, talking about Hollywood elite, talking about agendas, talking about the shit that's going on. If you don't know who Candace Owens is, she's quite a prominent and popular political commentator, political figure in the US. And she recently done a documentary. Some of you may have seen it around the Black Lives Matter even movement, and kind of exposing some lies around that and kind of what her take is on Black Lives Matter and kind of what that narrative is. So if you haven't seen that documentary, go and look at the documentary. We might do a watch along or reaction for that as well, people. But yeah, Candace Owens, she's hot news. She's headline news. She's not so big in the UK. I had to do a bit of googling and to find out kind of what her story is. You know, she's an ex-Democrat in the political world. And since which time, you know, she's been in and around the circles, and she's kind of moved over to be more conservative or black conservative. And I can kind of see her reasoning. I've read up about some of what she's doing, what she's talking about. She's quite a polarizing figure. Some of the stuff she says, I think, is quite lit. I can fuck with it. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, she's talking. She's not one to take a backward step in coming forward. And if there's something that's not right and it falls within her sphere, she's gonna talk about it. So, without further ado, people, gonna power through. Let's get into it, man.
Okay, it has been a while since I have done a live, and my goal in this live is to stay as calm as possible regarding what I just covered on my show and to make sure that we platform this because it is just so obvious that there is a pedophile ring in Hollywood. And it is obvious in the fact that anybody who
Oh, so shots fired. Pow, pow. She let off the clip early. She let off the clip early, people. She just said it is so obvious there is a pedophile ring in Hollywood. Quote unquote. She weren't sugarcoating it. She weren't dropping metaphors. She weren't dropping similes. She was not dropping bars. She was dropping straight facts and fire. If I had a horn, you know, like I'm Jamaican as well. If I had a horn, you know, burr, 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 I need one of those. She just let off the clip early, people. All right, so yeah, I haven't really, like I said, I haven't seen too much about her, but what I do know, what I did know before this video, before this reaction, is that she ain't backwards in coming forwards. That's what I warned you, people. I warned you. She just said it's so obvious there's a pedophile ring in Hollywood, and you know what? People have been saying it for years. I don't even want to say people have been saying it. It's been proven for years. It's been proven. Come on. It only came to light with the whole Epstein thing and beyond. Do you know what I mean? But I think it's kind of common knowledge. So people, yeah. All right. Shots fired. You got my attention now, Candace. Let's hear what you're saying.
who speaks out about it gets kicked out of Hollywood. And it is about to become even more obvious because we now have a blatant act of pedophilia that has taken place. And you're going to see that a lot of celebrities who like to use their platforms to condemn everything that sounds like hate speech, right, are going to be
Facts.
quiet. So let me give you an update in case you are not aware of what has happened with Balenciaga. Now, you may know Balenciaga. It's a huge brand. Kim Kardashian is one of the faces of it. In fact, if you go to her profile right now, she has dripped herself in their new campaign. Balenciaga and Adidas are teaming up. They want nothing to do with Ye. Neither does she. Perfect brands for all of them to unite and to sell some products. Who cares?
Okay, so if you haven't already seen our videos, I'm sure, come on. We would have seen, we know what's going on by now with Balenciaga, Adidas, Ye, Kanye West. Like, we know what the situation is. I'll post a link up there if you haven't seen my thoughts on that already. But yeah, that's basically what she's talking about, the fallout from Ye and Adidas and Balenciaga's relationship and how that broke down. And just so happens to be that Kim Kardashian, Ye's estranged wife, so to speak, is supporting Balenciaga. And according to what Candace is saying, if you go to Kim's Instagram page, she's supporting Balenciaga front and center on her page right now, or certainly at the time that she recorded this video. So is that Kim being antagonizing toward Ye? Or is it just, do you know what? It's not even really about Ye. What we know about Kim Kardashian is that she'll do anything for the bag. She'll do anything for the bag. Like, we've seen enough evidence of that. Like, the reason she got into the game to start with was like a sex tape, right? Like she like she's been pimping herself, or her mum's been pimping her, however which way you want to spin it, but they do this thing for the bag. So it's no surprise she's siding with Balenciaga despite amidst this controversy right now. So let's see what's going on.
Whatever. Ye has in the past talked about the fact that he thinks that his children are being sexualized in Hollywood. He thinks that it's wrong that his 9-year-old daughter is allowed to be on TikTok and have millions of followers, knowing that there's perverts on the internet. Whatever. We know that everyone calls him crazy for saying that, talking about the overt sexualization that is taking place and the child exploitation that is taking place in Hollywood. They keep telling you that he is crazy, okay? Kim has basically allowed this narrative to go on. She has alleged that he has bipolar disorder, he doesn't know what he's talking about, he's lying, that it's fine for her to already be on Instagram. We also know that Kim K herself...
She's protecting the bag, innit? She's protecting the bag. She used him for the come up, and as soon as he starts saying some shit that don't, that contradicts what her paymasters are saying, throws him under the bus. She's protecting the bag, man. That's all she's about, man.
Herself has engaged in pornography to buy herself access into Hollywood. Her and her mother colluded and had made a sex tape. So we know that she is compromised as it is. But whatever. The relationship fell apart. Who cares? The whole world wants to cancel Ye. Who cares? I decided I want to stand by him as a friend because I know that he is talking about important things like child exploitation in Hollywood, and we do need to have a conversation about that. So here's what happened with Balenciaga. Balenciaga recently released their ad for their next campaign, okay? In the ad, they have very young children. You can go to their website, and they probably have already taken it down. I will share that stuff on my platform as much as I can during my stories. They have very young children that are looking up with innocent eyes, and they're holding teddy bears, Balenciaga teddy bears that are draped in BDSM. The teddy bears are wearing BDSM leather products, okay? And the kids are holding them looking very innocent, obviously trying to almost look like children that are in captivity. It's very weird, it's very bizarre, but you might be thinking, oh, what's wrong is the people that are even thinking that. Who cares if a child is holding a bear and the bear is doing a little BDSM? Wait for this, okay? Then they shot another photo from the campaign, and the same exact campaign, and there is a Balenciaga purse, and under the purse, there's a lot of papers. When you zoom in to the papers, what you will see is it is a Supreme Court decision. The Supreme Court decision was Ashcroft versus the Freedom of Speech Coalition, the Freedom Coalition for Speech, right? That was a decision that the Supreme Court struck down certain aspects of virtual child pornography, okay? So essentially, they are putting these papers that was the Supreme Court decision to strike down certain laws pertaining to virtual child pornography under the purview.
Are you fucking kidding me? See, this is where, so they're cancelled. They're cancelled. Balenciaga, you're cancelled because there's art, right? And there's things that, now, I'm not saying this campaign, the photos, I'm sure you've seen them by now. If you haven't, go check them out. I'll post a link in the description anyway, but you might not want to see them. I might not do that. We'll see. But the photos can be argued, not by me or not by anyone with any common sense, but for these people that carry out these misdemeanors and are on this madness, yeah, that on this absolute madness, they can argue it and say it was an expression of art and rare tear, and you're reading it wrong and it's ambiguous and we didn't notice and we didn't mean any offense and all this bullshit. Yeah, they can do that. Yeah, they could try to do that. I don't see who's going to be buying that other than people that are pedophiles themselves. But they can try and do that as a get out, you know. But the fact that she's saying that they actually had papers to do with a court case that threw out threw out some cases of what is deemed and what isn't deemed inappropriate as far as child pornography, and they had those papers. If you zoom into the actual pictures, they are taking the absolute piss. That means to say they knew exactly what they're doing. And I haven't seen Balenciaga's response, but if there's any apology in any way, shape or form, it's null and void by the papers that she's describing now. Because they've planted those there deliberately as an Easter egg. As an Easter egg, they're trolling the world. They're trolling. They don't give a shit. It's unjustifiable. They get out. They've actually, they are taking the piss. They're so brazen with it now. This is what I'm saying. This whole woke shit and this far, I don't even know, is it even far left or far right now? We don't even know. But this whole woke agenda has enabled these people to be so brazen with it that they want to drop Easter eggs. They want to drop clues hidden within the art, but not hidden. It's right there. See, I didn't know that shit. It's just fucked up, man.
The purse. So there is no confusion where they stand. They are happy that the Supreme Court decided to get rid of virtual child pornography laws, which now allows them to have these children that are holding these bears that are in BDSM poses. I am so disgusted. I can't even,
So one sec. We need to find out which judge did she say in the Supreme Court? We need to find out which judge passed those laws, because we need to look no further. He or she needs to be named and shamed. Like,
I am angry. I want to be shrieking. Like I said, I'm trying to stay calm in this. We have been talking about what is so obviously happening, which is child grooming in our society. People that are talking about children's genitals, trying to pretend that it's love to get them to change their genders. It's obviously what I have said for years. It's going to usher in pedophilia. You now have Balenciaga, one of the loudest brands in the world, biggest brands in the world, loudest brands in the world, with a fleet of A-list celebrities, okay, that stand behind them. This is the same Balenciaga that just dropped Ye for being anti-Semitic, okay? And they are now putting on display child pornography. Now, because Tucker Carlson did a segment on this and drummed up a response to this, they have now issued a statement saying that they should have never featured the children in the campaign. That's it. We should have never featured the children. Forget the fact that we have papers celebrating child pornography under the purses, but we got caught, so oopsie, we're sorry. Now, here's what I know to be true. Kim Kardashian, girl, I just know you are going to find that same energy that you found, that you and your sister Chloe found, to write a tweet against your husband, condemning anti-Semitism and all of its forms, that copy and pasted rhetoric that you meant nothing when you even pasted it. But I know that since you found that energy to condemn that anti-Semitism, that you are going to find that same energy, that same exact effing energy to stand up and to condemn Balenciaga. Because, girl, we know that you are desperate for fame. You sold your own body for it. We know that all you ever wanted in your life was to be invited to Balenciaga parties and to be invited to places that Anna Wintour are. But we know that at the same time, you are going to find a little bit of whatever soul you have left to take a strong stance against child pornography and pedophilia, to take a powerful stance by saying that you will no longer rep this brand. It's that easy. A tweet will suffice. In fact, let me help with the language. I condemn child pornography and all of its forms, and I will no longer associate myself with Balenciaga, which just tried to pull the wool over society's eyes by essentially saying that they are happy that laws were struck down against the Child Pornography Prevention Act, because that's what Ashcroft's decision was. The Child Pornography Prevention Act.
You know what she just done there, right? She just, when she said, I'll help with the language, she quoted back the tweet that she put out when Adidas and them cancelled the contract with Ye. That's the same. That's the shit she wrote, throwing her own husband under the bus. So she's saying, you already got the bars, you already got the lyrics, you already know what to say with your pre-written speech. You done it once before. So where's that same energy? Where's those bars? Love that. Love what she done.
Act removed parts of the guts of that law, the Prevention Act, which prevented virtual child pornography. So I know you are just looking for the right words, and that your silence and your recent posts dripped in that exact same campaign is really you just sitting back trying to find the effing right words to say that you will have nothing to do with this brand. Because otherwise, Kimmy girl, if you don't find that same effing energy that you found for Ye, the father of your children, to condemn him, to support your friends, I think you said, I stand with my friends in the Jewish community. Why don't we try a tweet that says, I stand with children all over the world that are being sex trafficked. I stand with every parent that has had to go through the trauma of having their children sexually trafficked or sexually abused. Use that same energy, Kimmy, and put up a post and be done with Balenciaga. And then I want you to re-examine yourself, okay? Because we know what you're doing. We know that you will say whatever it takes. You will do whatever it takes to maintain your fame. I want you to re-examine what it is that your ex-husband has been saying about what he believes his children are being exposed to. Because the fact that you are a part of this campaign, okay, this huge Balenciaga campaign, and maybe you didn't know, I'm not going to put it on you, but you sure as hell have known in the last 48 hours what's going on. And I think, as the left likes to say, your silence is deafening. You guys are sick, twisted perverts in Hollywood. But Kimmy, I'm going to keep the faith alive that you're going to do the right thing here. Goodbye. Okay.
Whoa. Do you know what? I already clapped once. I could. Round of applause for Mrs. Candace Owens. She fully stuck it on Kim. And that's exactly what needed to happen. Like, not just Kim, but all of them. But you know what it is? It's like she said, you need to keep that same energy. If you got something to say for one cause, have something to say with another cause. But you know what I find interesting? Ain't Kim now a qualified lawyer? Ain't she a qualified lawyer? Meaning to say she's operational within that fraternity. She might know a judge or two. You know? She might know the judge who passed these laws around child digital pornography, which she just spoke of. She might know these people. You know, they might rub shoulders at Paris Fashion Week and them kind of things. So maybe that's why she's taking her time and she's not saying that. I don't know, but she had energy for Ye, like Candace said, and she ain't really. If it's been 48 hours since this has come to light and you ain't said nothing and it's something around children, do you know what? See me, yeah? Like, I'm not professing to be any angel by any stretch, but I have a zero. I say this to people anyone who knows me, yeah? I have a zero tolerance policy when it comes to children. If there's anything that's remotely, when I say remotely, I mean remotely related or associated to the abuse or detriment of children, I am not having it. I am not having a bar of it. Do you get it? So, and that's me. That's how I've been. That's how I'm always gonna be. Like, I will. Do you know what I mean? I'll die over that. Like, that stance ain't changing. Do you know what I mean? Like, when it comes to racism, misogyny, sexism, you know, any other, like, religion, sexual orientation, any of these other polarizing subjects, you know, I'll have my opinions, I have my views, but I can engage in conversation. I can have a conversation about it, and my views might be informed one way or another. You know what they say? I never learned anything from anyone who agrees with me. but there's no agreeing when it comes to anything to do with children. That conversation doesn't happen. The gate comes down, gate closes. I'm not trying to hear nothing. Like, if anything, we're fighting. Like, we're fighting. If you have any opinion other than the one I share with regards to children, like, we're fighting. Like, whatever it needs to be, it needs to be. Like, I'm not having it. So, yeah, this one was a lot, though. This one was a lot. This one was a lot.